And good morning. I'm your friend Scotty Ray. How are you? Today is Tuesday. This is the last day of 2024. How do you plan on taking it out? Celebration? Going to bed early? What say you? I'll be up a little bit, but I don't think I'll be with Dick Clark counting down the moments at midnight. Work night. But there's a lot of people that enjoy that. That is a tradition that they do every year. So however you do it, we wish you luck there and hope you enjoy yourself. As we said, it is Tuesday. Odie's in. We're ready for another day. A lot of things that have happened over the last 24 hours. Things that make you scratch your head sometimes, doesn't it there, Odie?
Oh,
Yeah. Sometimes you can know all there is to know and still go, huh. We got stories for you coming up. What's going on in our area, in our community? We'll do that. Plus, we've got your national headlines. What's shaping America today? A lot of things. We'll tell you about those next in a moment. But right now, we shake it all off to get a good word from the good Lord up above. Let's go to Collinsville First Baptist.
It's New Year's Eve, and there's nothing better than capping off the year by lighting up some fireworks with your friends and your family. Now, I'm sure you have your share of crazy fireworks stories, and so do I. We've all heard stories of the mortar tube falling over and fireworks shooting out, or maybe you know someone who held the Roman candle backwards, causing the fireworks to launch towards them rather than up into the air. Or maybe you've seen what happens when a mortar delays its launch. The fuse goes into the tube and seemingly fizzles out, only for it to explode seconds later after you thought it was a dud. Fireworks can be a fun way to end the year, but not without the risk of injury or something much more serious. Those who are careful and experienced will enjoy themselves with little risk of injury, while those who act a fool will more likely cause harm to themselves or to others. Funny enough, Proverbs 27:12 says, "A sensible person sees danger and takes cover. The inexperienced keep going and are punished." When you sense danger, do you take cover or do you arrogantly face the danger? Now, this is not to say that we shouldn't ever put ourselves in the line of fire. There's something noble in protecting those around us. When there's a danger, that must be neutralized. However, with senseless dangers, kind of like fireworks, there's no sense in pursuing the danger. When an issue arises, take cover. So tonight, when you notice the mortar tube fall over, don't just stand in the line of fire. Get out of the way. Change begins in you.
The Change Begins in You is brought to you in part by Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville, Patrick Allen Companies, Mitchell Tire and Wrecker in Collinsville, and Mowdy Cabinetry. Welcome back. I'm your friend Scotty Ray. I was just asking Odie a question here. I remember rumbles of this a while back to where you'd have to get what they're calling real ID.
Oh, yeah, I got one.
To where you have to have this to board airplanes and things of that nature in the future. You've got to have this done if you're going to be in airports by, I believe it's March 27th. Am I right on that?
Yeah, it's been going on.
May 7th is when it's due by. 6 years. It's been a while. And what it is, you go back to your state and you'll end up getting a gold star that you're verified who you are, or you have to get a different form of ID, a separate one. It'd be simpler just to put it on your driver's license to where you don't have to carry more ID. That's what I'm getting at on that.
For passport.
Yeah, it's not a passport. It just shows who you are, and it more or less kind of fast tracks you at airports so they know when they scan it who you are. So that is in your future for 2025. Get that checked out. And again, I hadn't been on an aeroplane in quite a while, but you never know that one time that you have to go somewhere, you'll need to get there quick. Anybody remember the guy that started all this January 6th, the prosecutor in this, Matthew Graves? He's getting out of town, y'all, come January 16th. Well, he knows what's coming. January the 20th is why he's resigning. He's the one that prosecuted everybody from January the 6th, 20, the Capitol fiasco, to where I saw Capitol Police hold open the doors and let everybody in, and then they accused everybody of, y'all saw the videos, I don't have to tell you anything. He's stepping down immediately, the 16th, before there's a change at the guard, so to speak. I don't believe this because I've lived through this. Sometimes you can't believe everything you see or hear, can you? Hillary Clinton tells us that over time, Biden's record will well, stand the test of time. He will be known as a great president. Good for her. As we move to our next story, guardian angels. What are they? It was started in 1979, New York City. There are a group of guys that go to New York City subways that look over and help people that are in trouble. They're looking for volunteers to get this back strong again. Basically, they'll help anybody supposedly that needs help. I think they've got 150 members. It's going to be a tough job for them. I mean, you got to remember the Good Samaritan that took up for somebody and he was arrested, Daniel Penny? What makes you think that they could help someone when you have the law enforcement not backing? Or the judges is what I'm getting at. We wish them luck, and it's a great cause. I hope it works. I hope they get lots of volunteers to help, but it's going to take a lot more than 150 in the city of New York City to make a difference on that. Good luck to them, and again, I do hope it works. It's a great cause, without a shadow of a doubt. I do pray that helps. ICE is shutting down some programs. Probably should have been stopped a long time ago. 2 of them, as a matter of fact, that the costs are immensely, and they're getting no results of this. And this revolves around people coming into our country illegally. If you're illegal, you shouldn't be allowed in and shouldn't be getting services. Just one man's thoughts. Ford Motor Company, have y'all seen this? Where they, I believe, got hacked. Their X account, their Twitter account. Someone or somebody that either worked for or hacked into their system were making posts on Ford Motor Company's Free Palestine. I don't know if y'all have seen that or not. I think they're handling the situation whichever way it was, whether it was a hack or somebody internally that got a hold of things that they shouldn't have. The Mississippi River makes headline news this morning as a tugboat has sank off the Mississippi River in Louisiana. Tugboat came in connection with a barge. The tugboat sank. Everybody was safe. They were gotten out of the waters. That's scary, isn't it? I know there's a lot of people from my area that work the river that are tugboat. They work on them, whether they're captains or crew members, a lot of that. But everybody is safe. That's the good news that we have to pass along with that. We're at, December the 31st. We have 19 days, 19 to 20 days, however you want to word it there. Biden's administration, he's announced that, he's given another $2.5 billion to Ukraine. There goes your tax dollars, just in case you're keeping up with the tally. We need to really own that company, don't we? Shouldn't they? Maybe somebody will do that. The Korean airplane that made the emergency landing, belly landed without landing gear. If y'all saw this, 179 souls perished in it. There were 2 people, a man and a woman, that came out alive. One is speaking now. Very confused as to where they are, but they are alive and speaking. That is good. We pray for those families of that. They're many miles away from us, but y'all think about that. 179 people. There's still 15 people, I think, that they are having heavily trouble identifying. Now, here's one of those good-hearted stories, and you don't hear of them all the time. Florida is where we go. A dog went missing. Christmas Eve, I think it was. A lady went to Facebook to post pictures of the dog that was missing. She started getting pictures from around town. We saw him. She would run there, and the dog would be gone by the time she arrived. It was a 20-mile radius that the dog traveled that she started getting pictures from all the neighbors. Everybody was trying to catch the dog. He just kept going. He came back home 2 days later at 2:30 in the morning, walked up on the porch and rang the doorbell.
Well, that's one. How big a dog is it?
How big a old boy are you? He came on back in. She said the first thing he done was licked her son in the face. All is well that ends well. A neat little story there. Dogs are smarter than you think. They know where they are. They have a keen sense. I've heard of people talking about dogs traveling miles and miles and miles back home. Yeah. Mine can't seem to make it from the mailbox back to the house when I call it. That little one's something else. Y'all know that? Whew. There's something, but we all love them. Bernie Madoff, y'all remember that name? He ripped so many Americans off. The final payment of $131 million is going to be spread out over those that were taken advantage of, their life savings taken from him. What a crook. I want to be clear about this. There's people that go in and rob convenience stores, that rob banks, that rob individuals on the street. It is no different than what this lowlife done. He took their life savings. Oh, he was wearing a white collar. Doesn't make any difference, does it? That's awful. But there are so many people out there that are willing to do that to you. Something you worked hard for all your life. It unnerves me. We're down to only 26 left at, I want to make sure I say this, Guantanamo Bay. Did I say that correctly? I'm close. 26 left there. 911 is what we all remember from this. Ooh, a Canadian fellow arrested at the airport. He attacked a TSA officer. That's a no-no. He's going to spend a little time in jail after his little actions there. Mark your calendars. This is when it will be as America celebrates the life of an American president. The 39th president of the United States, Jimmy Carter, will be celebrated January 9th. Will be the day of memorial. Flags will be lowered. They are now, as we celebrate his life. Special. He was a good man. He meant well, and I think he was a very, very Christian fella. I'm not so sure. Have you ever... Maybe somebody's guilty here, and if I'm wrong, you tell me. One should be responsible for their own actions. Now, if you see something, you should help. But part of this I don't get. 5 people have been indicted and charged in the Liam Payne's death. He was that One Direction singer. They're charging the hotel manager. This is where I have my trouble with this. A guy comes in to check into the hotel. He's stumbling, and they've arrested the hotel manager, I guess, for letting him go to his room where he would eventually fall off. You would think that you could go to your room and... Now, I understand that 2 other people that worked there may have sold him drugs in some sort or gave it to him that worked at the hotel. I get that. But how can you prevent someone from doing something to themselves in their own hotel room when they rent it? I seriously believe that goes back to living up to your own actions. It's not someone else's fault for the things that you do. Am I wrong? I could be. That's my 2 cents on that. But 5 of them been indicted there at the hotel. Several of them, friends of his. Let's see what. Are you staying up to watch the ball drop in New York?
I'm going to stay up, but it ain't going to be to watch New York.
New York. You going to watch Atlanta or something? They do something in Atlanta?
No, I'll just celebrate when it hits 12.
To celebrate? Yeah, I'll be snoring. But that will happen. Of course, Ryan Seacrest will drop the ball live from New York City. Is it the same as it used to be with Dick Clark, or is it just totally changed? Does everybody still do that? Is that a tradition that's fading away? Something to think on. That's coming tonight. We'll be right back with your weather forecast, and there is cold weather on the way. We've got about a 2-week run that's going to be pretty cold. We'll tell you all about that coming up here at the Scotty Ray Report. Let's face it, accidents are going to happen. If a deer jumps out in front of your car, go see my friends and professionals at Chet's Paint and Body Shop in Center Hill. Chet can help you navigate through this confusing world of insurance by providing photo estimates to insurance companies and the right to choose the body shop of your choice. From a minor scratch to a major collision, Chet has you covered. Chet offers quality repairs by trained and certified technicians with a lifetime warranty on all repairs. That's Chet's Paint and Body Shop.
This is going to be our biggest year-end clearance event ever here at Doc's Toyota in Philadelphia. Inventory is up and rates are finally down. We promise to save you thousands on any of our new inventory. From Siennas to Sequoias, Camrys to Corollas, Tundras, Tacomas, no matter the model, we will not be undersold. We want your business. With interest rates as low as 1.99%, top dollar value for your trade-in, and thousands off all of our inventory, Doc's Toyota is your clear choice for your next Toyota purchase. So come see us here at Doc's Toyota in Philadelphia at docstoyota.com or on Facebook. And remember, there's no deal like a Doc's deal.
Your forecast is brought to you by EMEPA, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
And welcome back. As we look at our record highs, record lows, it was 2021. It was warm today, 80. Some 24 years ago today, it was 13 degrees. Brr. You might feel that in a couple weeks from now. Whew. Get ready. As we look at the rest of what's going to happen today, here's what we got. 64 is our high expected today, but gusty. 25-mile-an-hour gusts. You might want to carry your jacket because that does make it cooler than it really is when that happens. 60 in Columbus. Back over to Greenwood, we should see 58. Jackson around 62. As we look into Alabama, 65 in Demopolis, we'll see a nice, cool 60 in Birmingham, 69 down in Montgomery, and still 67 in Selma, those areas. As we look at this, cooler weather due north of us. North Mississippi colder as we move into Tennessee, those areas. Let's go ahead and dive into this. And again, this is changing almost, well, sometimes it's hourly. As we look at today's high, 64 down to 35 tonight. We'll get below freezing tonight, tomorrow night. 31 is what we're expecting, with highs in the 50s for the remainder of the week. As we get into the weekend, we'll see 51, then jump 10 degrees on Sunday to 61, back to 55. Now, here's where this is just ever changing. We had, when I first done this forecast on the 6th, we were seeing some 18s and 17s and 19-degree nights. It's warmed up a little bit, but the following week after this also looks to be cold. But go ahead, get everything ready. We're going to see temperatures 23, 24, 25, and there's no guarantee that any of this won't go back to the teens again at night. Wrap your pipes, get everything ready. We got 2 weeks of cold, cold weather from 17th probably through the 20th. And again, it's Mother Nature and things are changing. You just cannot get a perfect forecast as to the way it will be this far out. But we do know enough to know that it's going to be cold. Be prepared for this. And again, that's getting your propane delivered, your firewood, however it is that you keep warm, hay for your pets, taking care of things. Make sure to do that in advance. Don't be caught that last week scrambling trying to get all this done before we have cold weather and pipes can bust. As we'll see on the 7th, we're predicting 24 at this point, 25 the following night, 26, 23. We warm up a little bit there on the 12th, and then it'll spiral downward there about the 16th again, most likely. We'll keep you up to date on all this as it, again, ever changes as we look to the future of what's coming with the weather in January. It's going to be cold, and yes, there is, as we get into that 12th, 14th area, smidgens of chance of some snow. We don't want to go out on a limb and say that it's going to snow because we don't know that. As I put out that forecast yesterday, there was like a 6% chance on the 7th or 8th. I don't even see that now. But in the future, there is a chance of some snow. And again, it's just going to have to wait to see what happens. It'll change a little bit, but we're going to watch this behind the scenes and let you know if it becomes anything to be concerned about. 2 weeks of cold weather coming in January. Be prepared. What is the best time to fish today? Well, let's just check that out. It's going to be somewhere around 12:44 this afternoon, 1 o'clock. Get there by 12:30. Bring your cane pole and be ready. Minor times will be this afternoon at 5 o'clock, and again, 8:30 this morning. It's minor if you're going to be up. Sunrise is at 6:56 a.m. this morning, sunset at 5 o'clock. West-southwest wind 5 to 10, becoming northeast in the afternoon, and again, gust of 25. That's tough whether you're fishing, big thanks to J&J, or if you're out deer hunting. And that says it's a pretty good day to hunt. Again, that wind, let me remind you, west-southwest 10 to 15, gust of 25 miles an hour. The best times to hunt today is a lunchtime, 11:47 to 2 p.m. Let's just call it 12 to 2 is the best time. Be there at least by 11:15. You should be good. You got a minor time after dark, 5:15. It's always good to hunt that right at dark. Sunrise again at 6:56. 5 p.m. is sunset. Big thank you to Wimberley Taxidermy. If you're heading out to the woods, you've got, what, is it 30 or 31 days in January? It's 30, 31? 31. So we got 32 days left of hunting season, basically, in Mississippi. Good luck to all of you. Hope it turns out well for you. Let's go to radar. I want to remind you this, although we do not have a lot showing on radar, it's below we do now. Radar updated. Odie was telling me when he come in, he goes, man, it was tough seeing coming in. And here we go as radar updates, and it's picked up all of this. Look at this heavy fog we got, y'all. I-20, about the airport there, you're not going to be able to see the road good. Matter of fact, this is going to pick up Highway 11. See there at the airport how thick it gets? And it just goes on and on all the way over to Newton. You'll have fog all the way to the Scott County line, but extra thick from Newton to Meridian and due south to Quitman. Be careful. A lot of 2-lane roads and all of this. Even 4 lanes can be dangerous. We've got it thick still here on Highway 19 as you're trying to cross and get across these intersections. Be careful. If you remember, we had an accident up here yesterday by the coffee shop. We don't need any more of those today. Fog can cause these. You can't see as good as you normally do. Ease out. Be careful what you're doing and pay attention. Leave home a little bit early. We want you to get there. As we back out and look across this, it's not much going on here. Fog also down around Louisiana, Baton Rouge. We got a little wind, if I'm not mistaken. Wind advisories here in Knoxville area and Chattanooga, even in Kentucky, up around Evansville. We see a lot of that. Down in Tallahassee, we've got fog. At Fort Myers, Miami, same goes there. No rain or anything happening really in the deep south. You got to go all the way to Ohio to pick up any of that. Be cautious in what you do. We're getting ready for the morning show, which starts in about 4 to 5 minutes from now. My, how time has flown. Just seems like a moment ago it was 2 a.m. I'll show you some pictures of where I was at 2 a.m. beginning here just a little bit. Behind the scenes as we go to fires and we go to car wrecks and things that go on in our community. We got all that on the way here coming up at 7. Won't you join us? Be a part of it. Be informed. That's what's most importantly. We'll see you live at 7 here at the Scotty Ray Report.